Hi, everybody. I'm Alex here at New Comic Book Wednesday. I'm here with Jason today, and we're going to be talking about Grim Tales of Terror, issue number 4, the Dybbuk,
Dybbuk Box.
Dybbuk Box.
Let's go with that.
I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly. I
Eh.
looked it up, but it wasn't great. So, first, we're going to talk about our cover artwork. It was done by Eric J. did cover A, Riviero did cover B, and
Pierluigi Abbondanza.
did cover C. Synopsis of the book is the Dybbuk,
Let's go
again,
with that.
I'm sorry, is a malevolent spirit that can possess the body of a living being, bringing ill will and horrible outcomes to all those affected by it. But ancient tomes also speak of a way to hold these spirits, these evil souls at bay, to keep them from destroying the lives of those they seek to control. And when Barry Shapiro's life begins to be flipped upside down, with all signs pointing to the supernatural, he may have only one option to save his life, but at what cost? The story was written by David Wall and Dave Franchini, and the interior artwork was by Danielle Main, colors by Juan Manuel Rodriguez, letters by Taylor Esposito of Ghostcliff Studios, with Dave Wall as our editor, and production and design by Christopher Cote. We did an interview with Dave Wall earlier in the week, so we will go see what he has to say about this book. So, David, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us today. Keep it
Glad
real
to.
easy. If you can just tell me a little bit about Grim Tales of Terror, Volume 5, Issue number 4, starting with how you pronounce the name, because I was reading it and I was like, I don't even know how to say that.
I think I pronounce it Dybbuk. I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be. I guess I should look it up, but that's kind of the way I thought of it. So
I will. I'm gonna look that up later because I need to know.
it's probably something else. I was probably saying it wrong the whole time, but just never looked it up.
So if you can just tell us a little bit maybe about the urban legend that started the story, how you guys came up with the idea, and just the process of writing it.
Well, the urban legend, I guess there was some story that someone said this box existed, that demons, or that some kind of Hebrew, I guess you call it mythology, that like spirits could be trapped inside this box. You know, like if you ever find one of these boxes, it could be dangerous because there's something inside. So don't look. So I think Joe thought it would be cool to do a story like that, with that as one of the initial Tales of Terror stories in this new volume that we're doing. And then Dave asked me if I wanted to do it. So he and I sort of talked about it a little bit. He sent me some Dybbuk reference, and I thought it was cool, and I thought it would be a fun story to do. So I just started like looking into the mythology a little bit and seeing if a story would come of it. And then we just kind of bounced ideas back and forth with each other until the story sort of grew into what it became. It's kind of an intimate story, you know, like it's a lot of like relationship stuff, because in the mythology, you know, it comes from, you know, someone being wronged in some way or betrayed, and then when they die, their anger kind of turns them into this spirit, you know, that then haunts the person who did it. It made me feel like I should treat my wife better because, you know, I don't want her to come back as a spirit.
I was say it's like a personal poltergeist that follows you around.
Yes, yeah, basically so.
I don't usually do scary. I'm not a scary story person, which, you know, is weird. But those kinds of ones, like I was reading it, and I was like, oh, thinking about, you know, makes you think about how you treat people and making sure that, you know, you're being kind and thoughtful, but definitely freaked me out a little bit.
I guess that's good.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I'm like, if it scares me, it does its job because they're supposed to be scary. But I'm also a baby, so I might not be a good frame of reference for it. And then I also wanted to talk about a little bit. So for our April promo, we're doing the Easter egg promos. I'm not going to share any hints, but there are some Easter eggs in this issue. How was it to try and find like where to fit those in? Like, did you find that difficult, or was it kind of like, was it fun for you?
I mean, at first it was difficult because sometimes Joe would make suggestions that were kind of specific. It was like, you know, let's try to put this one in the forest, you know, and this thing. And sometimes like the story just didn't lend itself to what he wanted. But then, you know, once I got more open-minded to it, I realized that it's fun. Actually, we're not talking about it now, but the ones we just put in Grimm Fairy Tales number 95.
I just saw that.
Oh, really cool. Yes, it's actually fun because there's like this line, you know, you want people to notice them, but then you don't want them to notice them like immediately. so you want people to have to look for them to find them. So it was kind of fun to put him in there, you know. I guess when I every time I'm like, are people ever going to see this at all? You know, I hope so. But then I know they will, because they're going to look hard. And
I was gonna say, if they're looking for it. So when I first did my read through, I didn't notice because I wasn't looking for that. I was just reading for the story. And then when I was like, oh, I should go back and see if I can find them. When I was like actually looking, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. So like they just have to be looking for it.
are
And
we going to tell
they'll
them
find
what
it.
they're looking for or no?
So yeah, so they'll get there's a checklist.
All right.
And so it tells you what to look for. And it doesn't tell you what book it's in though.
So like, because I know there's two of them. I mean, whatever. There's one of them in the Tales of Terror that I thought was like harder than the other one, because it was kind of, you know, it was. I mean, it's there and it's clear, and I even made the colorist make sure that the colors are there, so you could see it. But it's definitely, you have to really look for it.
Yeah, no, I had to go back with the mindset of I was looking for things that didn't necessarily belong in the story. But once I did that, like people will read it and then they'll go back and look. I mean, it's supposed to be an Easter egg hunt, so
Right.
you kind of gotta look.
So, but yeah, the Grimm 95 one I thought is fun. It's.
I was gonna say, I just was looking at that and I was like, oh, I like the way that this one was done. We will be sharing hints, but we have ways that they have to get those hints. So they're looking for 2 in Tales of Terror, but they don't get to know what those are.
Oh, okay.
Or where to look.
Yeah, I am enjoying putting them in. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I feel like, and I'll ask Babaso about it next week because I want to see it from their perspective too. If it's like random or if they kind of think it's fun, I feel like that kind of stuff is cool. So you said that the story kind of took a different direction than you were thinking. Without maybe trying to spoil anything, what did you think ended differently? Like, how did you picture it ending as compared to how it did end?
Well, the ending I think was sort of similar to what we wanted, but how we got there kind of changed a lot, because the spirit, or like the reason why the spirit was doing what it was doing, I guess was kind of too simple at first. Like Dave always helped me with the idea of like wanting to do like make it like Tales of Terror. People need to see twists. So, you know, you want to lead someone a certain way, but then shift it at the last minute. The actual twist at the end was something that, yeah, that one changed. Like originally, I guess I can't say, but originally it was going to be something that kind of affected them both. And the spirit was like, you know, I'm going to take you with me or something. But then it ended up kind of switching to something totally different. That was much more of a comeuppance for the person who deserved the comeuppance. And also the relationship, the aspects of the relationship itself between the man and his wife that kind of start the story, those kind of morphed into something more complex also, like his relationships with his friends and everything around. So sometimes you have to like sort of work through it once to see what else you need for it. But I think it's always fun to add layers to it as long as they don't get confusing.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm not a writer, so I always find it fascinating to hear how many times you have to rework the story and how it changes as you do it. And I think that that's something that our fans are interested in hearing about too. So
the main problem is just not getting married to anything. You know, it's like a lot of times, I know I'm guilty of this. A lot of writers are guilty of it. You come up with an idea that you just fall in love with, and you know, even if people are talking you out of it or trying to talk you out of it, you're not really thinking about it logically and just want to stick to it. So it's like remaining open-minded and knowing it's the people that you work with. You know, here at Zenoscope with Joe, I know that everyone's just looking to make the story the best. So other places, sometimes, you know, people are just looking to put their story out there, and they might tell you something that's different from yours, but not necessarily better, just different because they want to say something. So I try to avoid doing that as an editor, you know, and I hope that other people avoid doing that as a writer, because, you know, we all just want the same thing.
Is there any like favorite part that you can share without ruining any twists or anything? Again, I'm very big on spoilers. I'm a reader, and when people spoil things for me, I get mad.
When the main character, when he finally realizes what he has to do and then goes to the place to help him solve the problem, I really like that whole setup, and I like the whole scene. I can't spoil anything, but once he goes to that place that helps him try to figure out what the answer is, I like the way it all came out, you know, and I think Juan Manuel, the colorist, did a great job with it. I think it just came out really good.
I agree. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I said, horror's not normally mine, but if it's like a quick one and I read it in the middle of the day while I was here, so like I wasn't by myself at home,
think that's how I read some of the first Tales of Terror. I was like in my bedroom alone and I was like, I gotta put this away.
Yeah, sometimes it can be too much. Some of the early ones, especially, and ones with clowns.
I'm not a clown person either, but I'll read them every now and then. I call them palate cleansers. You know, you need something different every now and then. I'll do like a Tales of Terror issue here and there to change it up a little bit. All right, so thank you, Dave, for coming on and talking about Grimm Tales of Terror Volume 5, Issue 4. And I still don't know how to say it. We're gonna look that one up later.
So Zoop Games, who we partnered with to create our Grimm Universe Unbound deck building game, also sent somebody and did a demo.
Yeah, they were there. They were there the entire event, which was really awesome. I can't remember the young man's name, but he literally set up at a table and had people throughout coming over to talk about the game. Really excited. Everybody really loved it. Loved the presentation.
I say the artwork's pretty cool. That is live on Kickstarter, so if you haven't backed it yet, please go check it out. I'll make Sam put the link in the description so you can find it easily.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so to give you a little bit of background about these VIP events, if you've never been to a VIP event, I highly recommend going.
You have to be a VIP though.
You do have to be a VIP, so that's another
Step
thing.
one.
Right, yeah. That's another thing. You can go to zenescope.com, put VIP in the search engine. It's basically our way of rewarding you for the purchases that you make. You're not only getting rewarded on our web store, but you're also getting rewarded through your local comic shop. So wherever you're buying your Zenescope product, local comic shop, our web store, or coming to see us at a convention, that kind of thing, you're getting points for all of the purchases that you make. These points that you accumulate, you can use towards discounts on the web store. You can use it towards free product. Once you buy into VIP, you are a VIP for life. We send you a free birthday book every year that you're on this planet for the rest of your life, as far as being a VIP, that kind of thing. You get, like, say you were born in March, well then every March we'll send you a code that you can put on your order, a VIP birthday book. But getting back to the events themselves, if you've ever gone to a convention, it can be a lot of lines as far as the bathroom is concerned.
Too many people.
Right. It can be a lot of lines as far as what creator you'd like to meet. It can be a lot of lines as far as what booth you would like to go to. This is the complete opposite of that. You're going to get a lot of personal time with the artists. You're getting a lot of personal time with our writers, a lot of personal time with our editors and so forth. Certainly, yeah, if you're there to buy product, you're certainly going to see plenty of stuff. We bring product to the VIP events that we don't have on our web store. So some rare books will be seen there, that kind of thing. The other thing is, too, is we have CGC right on site. So if you want to get something graded after you get it signed, a lot of people like to get things graded after they get them signed because that way it'll get preserved and so forth. If you're like me and you just like signatures and you don't want to get stuff graded, you can do that for free. All these artists that we mentioned, Sonia Modis, Coco Aspen, Mike DeBalfo, Keith Garvey, are all signing for free. The writers that we had there, Pat Shand, Ralph Tedesco, David Wall, that kind of thing, they're all signing for free and so forth. You're going to get a lot of personal time with these guys, which to me is just absolutely awesome. I do got a couple of first-time stories. You want to talk about those?
Please,
is that cool?
always.
All right, so let me check my sticky note. So Joe and Thora, I'm not mispronouncing Thora's name. I'm not going to attempt their last name. But anyway, these two guys, it was their first time going to the event. Joe's actually out in California, so he flew to Thora's house. Thora's in Texas. These guys had an absolute fantastic time. They had the exact kind of experience, to me, that we want for our VIPs to have at these events. Not only, getting a lot of signatures, just huge smiles on their faces the whole time. They both wound up riding the bull at the event, like after the after event.
Did you get on the bull?
So I did not get on the bull. All right, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of out of shape. I'm kind of old.
I think you could have done it.
I did get chided, Scott Holla, by quite a few people as far as get onto the bull, but I was not able to do so.
I don't think I would have gotten on it either.
I got a feeling you would have thrown me
Probably.
out of the circle. Yeah, right, exactly. The other thing is,
But
too,
it
is I'm
would've been funny.
wearing my Barkley shirt. It would have been funny for you, right? Funny for everybody.
I would have wanted someone to record it for me.
Ha, funny for Jay. Not so funny for JJ. I didn't get on the bull. They got on the bull, had a really good time. Another guy, William Moore, who I met for the first time, met his wife too as well. He had an absolutely fantastic time. Kept coming up to me. We kept grabbing some drinks after the event, that kind of thing. He got a tattoo done by like some Keith Garvey, some Mike DeBalfo, Sonia artwork and so forth. And he literally got it done that Sunday right after the event. He went all out. This
That's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah, he had a great time. This guy William Moore, really, really funny. Everybody had a fantastic time. We really, really had a great event. It couldn't have went better.
Awesome.
To get back to my original thought is, if you're not a VIP, if you've never been to a VIP event, I highly recommend going. Again, it's a lot of personal time.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm
they are.
saying
You've
get
been
to.
to.
Oh, I've been to.
Yeah.
I haven't been to any of the West Coast ones, but I've done Philly. I
Right.
think I only missed one of the Philly ones, and it's just so cool and to see like all the artists and they're having
Definitely.
fun. Like we did Pictionary last year in Philly,
Yeah.
and like watching them draw these
Yeah.
really elaborate things in like literally probably
Yeah.
a minute was.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I can't draw, so I like to watch the artists because
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, because
It's
they're
not.
really.
I can't do it.
Well, the thing is, you're talking about unbelievably talented
Yeah.
people. You know, Drax Gal we've had before, Nia Rafino
Love
we've had
Drax.
before, Ali Garza we've had before, Elias Chadzudas. I mean, the list goes on and on. Son Kamanaki. These are amazing, amazingly talented people, but they're just like us.
Oh, they're so
They're
much
so
fun.
chill.
They're
Yeah,
so much
really
fun.
cool. Just to hang out with, to get to know, and some of them are extremely, extremely. I would say are extremely humble and very approachable, very friendly, really easy to talk to, and it makes it like,
I'm
like
saying
just
they
like you and I
love-
have
yeah.
the conversation right now. It's really, really awesome.
All right. Anything else from the VIP event? Any other highlights?
Let me look at my notes. Matt McGregor was also another full timer. I had a great time going down too as well. Joseph Lee, another first timer. Charles Osborne, too. Shout out to all these VIPs. All the VIPs had a really good time. Again, if you're not a VIP, please look it up on our web store, VIP and so forth. and see
I
all
would
the
say it's
titles.
worth it just for the VIP events
Yeah,
because
the
they're
VIP
always
events
fun.
are really awesome.
I
And
like
again, once you get in VIP, you're VIP for life.
I want to say a quick thank you to Jason and to Dave Wall for jumping on with me today. And we're going to go over a few housekeeping things. So, like I mentioned before, our Unbound deck building game with our partners Zoop is live on Kickstarter, and so is our Alice in Zombieland Kickstarter as well. There's a lot of really cool artwork for that too, and a lot of really awesome add-ons, including some medals. I always love the medals. I think they're the coolest part of any of the special products we do. We have a few live events coming up. On April 4th through the 6th, we will be in DC at AwesomeCon. Friday, April 12th, we will be at Lehigh Valley Comic Con in Allentown. And then April 26th to the 27th, we are actually at 2 different locations. We will be at Four State in Hagerstown, Maryland, and we will be at Super Jersey Comic Expo in some part of New Jersey. I don't remember which part, but New Jersey and Maryland for the weekend of the 26th and 27th. Our upcoming virtual events are our VIP Q2 Summit on April 17th, our Superhero VCon on April 28th, and then we did have our retailer live stream yesterday, April 1st, and our next upcoming one is May 6th.